Hey guys, it's Maymay, and I wanted to bring to you this adorable little lantern project, which I actually made using my envelope punch board. I'm using my 123 board, but it will work with your envelope punch board too. And I think this is super cool. Now, I'm not using the mini board, I'm using the large board, so you'll want to do that too. But I just love how this turned out, so I'm going to show you how to do it. One thing I did not do, which you could do, you could put vellum in these windows so that your little candle would just kind of glow or glisten. Totally can do that. I did not do that on this project, but if you'd like, you can. And the cool thing is, this little tea light will pop right out, and it's the perfect size. I'm in love. Let's make it. Okay, I'm going to use this really pretty gold paper. It comes from, let me show you because you might want to know about it. This is one of those Christmas paper pads that we had during the 4th of July sale, and it's called the Gift of Christmas. So if you want this, we have it in store, but I wanted to show you my paper pack. I love this. You only need a 6 by 8.5 piece of paper. So you can get 2 from 112 by 12. So 6 inches by 8.5 inches. Now, we're going to do the scoring here, and we're going to use the punch board for the punch of the shape, okay? So what you want to do is you want to put this into your scoreboard, and I'm going to put it in the long way. So I've got the short going up and down, the long going in. So I've put it on the 8.5 inch side, if that makes sense. And we're going to score it like this. Super easy for this first part. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now you've probably heard of making the 2, 4, 6, 8 box. That's kind of where this starts. So 2, 4, 6, and 8 leaves you a 1/2 inch piece here on the side. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to turn it in my scoreboard, and now we're going to score it here. And this is going to be a little difficult, but you can do it. You can do this out here, but I'm going to come over here. I'm going to score it at 1/4. Your next score is going to be at 7/8 of an inch. Now my scoreboard is marked 7/8. But if yours isn't, you're just going to count 7 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7/8. Score it there. And then the last score is 1.5 inches. So just score it 1.5 inches. Now these are what we're going to use to help us know where our punching is. But first we're going to do some trimming out of some different things. So I totally forgot a score line, so I'm coming back after I've been folding to show you the score line. So you've done your 1/4 inch, your 7/8, your 1.5, and then down here, you need to do one more, and I forgot to tell you, and it is at 4.25. So I was thinking you could see the score marks better here on the side. You kind of can. There's that 1/4 inch, 7/8, and the 1.5. Okay, so let's do our folding. On this line here, which is the last line we actually scored on the little piece, I want you to take it and fold it in like this. Okay, so we're going to fold wrong sides of the paper together basically and crease that down. Then this next line up from that, we're going to fold like this. We're going to kind of do this little mountain valley situation here, okay? So you've got this piece folded back, this piece folded up. Let me crease that. And then that little 1/4 inch line that we did, it's going to go the other way. That's going to be what helps us make that whole mountain valley fold. It's a little harder to do, but you can do it. Just work it in there, just like this, and then crease that down. Just like this. I was actually going to do away with this little piece altogether, but when I finished my sample, I really liked how it turns out. So stick with me on this if you're thinking, that's a weird thing, Maymay. Trust me on this, okay? All right, now we're going to fold across. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold each one of these just as they are. No big deal. Just each one of our 2, 4, 6 lines. I guess I should say 2, 4, 6, 8 because we also did this number 8 line. Then this bottom line, we're going to crease it up as well. All right, now we're going to cut away some pieces we don't need. All right, so I'm just going to take my little cutter bees here, and I feel like you can see it better on this side than you can on this. So we're going to use this side. At the top section here, this is in your 1/2 inch score. This is just that little piece we kind of had left over. I want you to do this little fancy cut. Let me do it and it'll make sense. This is my 1/4 inch score line, and this is my 1.5 inch score line. I want to take this section out right here. So I'm going to cut on that 1/4 inch score and also on that 1.5 inch score, okay? And then this little section, I'm just going to cut out. I don't need it. So just like that. Oddly, I want to save this piece. I'll show you why in a minute. It's going to help us close this whole deal up. Down here, I don't need this piece, this little 1/2 inch piece. So I'm going to cut on this score line that we made. I'm going to cut a little further in there, about like that. And then I'm going to cut this little piece off. Don't need it either. Okay. Now, just to take some bulk out, I'm not worried about this piece. It's fine like it is. But here, if I leave this straight like this, it can kind of make me be a little off kilter when I close it up. So I'm just going to cut these little angle pieces right here. Now you can actually cut these angle pieces when you're cutting it away. Just cut that section at an angle, but it makes it easier for me to show you when I do it that way. So see what we've got? Little tab and then our closing tab. Now at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and do these cuts. I want 2 of these pieces to be the ones that cross over and close the whole box. And then I want 2 to be what goes on the inside. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut this one, my first line, straight up on the score line. Then I'm going to cut this one straight up on the score line. All right, the one on either side of that, I'm going to trim at an angle. When I get through cutting this, I'm going to lay it down so you can see what I've done. But this is where I take some of that bulk out, and it allows me to get a squarer box when I do like this. All right, so there's that. And then I'm going to cut this one on straight. And for angles on this side, I'm going to do the one in the middle. So just angle here. And an angle here. When I lay it down, you'll be able to see it. So let me get this out of my hand. Put my scissors down, lay this down. So you see what we did? We have straight cut, 2 angles. All right. That will let me know that these are the ones that are going to be the bottom of the box and these are going to be on the inside. Now, you notice that my little lantern has these super cute little cutouts. We're going to do that now too. So we're going to need our Cuttlebug for this one. So using this oval set, this is called Nesting Ovals from Doris. I've taken out this little oval, and let me measure it to tell you which one it is because I don't remember if it's the very smallest one. This one is 2 inches, okay? So, and I better tell you the width in case you don't know for sure. 2 by 1 is the size of this oval. And let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm kind of a lazy crafter, so I want to cut 2 at one time. So what I'm going to do, matter of fact, let me turn this where I can get to it a little bit. I'm going to turn it facing me this way. So I'm going to fold this guy over and using my cutting plates. So with my Cuttlebug, A plate, magnetic plate, and B plate, then I'm going to place this down. But what I've done is I've folded this over so I can cut 2 of these center panels at one time. And the reason I made this guy 6 inches tall is so he would fit into most die cutting machines. And then I'm going to just lay this guy in and kind of eyeball center where I want it to go. Now, if you need to measure, feel free, but you know me, I'm not that person. I just eyeball. So I'm going to place that down and I'm going to run this through my Cuttlebug machine and I'm going to cut 2 holes at one time just because I want to do it that way. So run that through and it's going to snap crackle. It's doing 2 layers. So I'm going to bring it through and back. All right, then what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure these all line up, I'll peel this off just like so. Don't get rid of these guys. We're going to use these. I'm going to show you something super cool for these pieces. So you'll have 4 of these when we finish and you need them all. So hold on to them, okay? So this is where it's going to get a little interesting, okay? I'm going to fold this down and fold this back. See what I did there? So now I'm going to line my die up with this one right here. And I'm going to tape it down. And that way I know that all of my cutting is going to be in the same place on each panel. All right. I'm still only cutting through 2 panels, but this way I know it's in the same spot as the other 2. So B plate back on top. Run that through. So now I can peel this off. And I know you're thinking, but May, this is supposed to be a punch board project. It is, and we're going to get there. All right. So take this guy out. And again, don't lose these. I want both of these guys for another part of the project. Put them over there. All right. So now here is the center part of our lantern. Look how cute that is already. All right. Now for the punch board. So I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3 punch board, but this would work with the envelope punch board if you have it. And we're going to punch up here on these lines. So I'm going to fold this down where I can see my score lines really good. Not the 1/4 inch line and not the 1.5 inch line, but the line we did in the middle, that's the one we're going to use to line up. And what we're going to do is in between this middle section where the punch happens right here, we're going to put that score line in the middle just by eyeballing it, okay? So there and punch, and look what we get. See that? Right. Now I'm going to fold this forward one more time so I can get to the next one using that same line. Line it up in the middle, just like so, and punch. Then again, you guessed it, we're going to keep going. We're going to do every single fold line like that. Lining that up in the middle and punching. And then the last one. And what I do here is I fold this forward and I fold this forward and slide this in and line that up. And it won't punch my little tab up there. It'll be fine. It's out of the way. So when we pull this out, we still have our little tabs. So this guy's coming together. Oops, I need to do this end. I missed it. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way now. Get rid of these guys. Actually, these are super cute if you want to use them for something else. And one of the coolest things I've seen done with these really is gluing these together and making like little Christmas ornaments out of them. Like, isn't that cute? Little tiny ornaments for cards and things. Super cute. All right, put those to the side. All right, now we can do the fun part. The first thing we want to do is fold this top section down. You know what? I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to show you what to do with these first because they can be drying while we're doing that. All right, art glitter glue. We're going to make this bow out of these guys, right? Don't waste them. We've got them. Let's use them. So what I did was I took each one and I did this little thing here. You know how you run this across and kind of bend the fold of the paper, and I did that to each one of them. I just think this is cute. I tried to use these ovals as tails. Like I tried to use two of them as tails for the bow, but it didn't work out. But this works out perfect to just make two bows, so one on either side. Because I was only going to put one bow on, but then it's just too cute. I decided to do two. All right, a little bit of glue there. Squeeze that down. Hold that in place. And I want to show you, if you have your tweezers, you can just take your tweezers and grab like that. Just let it sit. There is some resistance because this little oval, the way we curved it and the size that it is, it does want to pop open on you. But you can do that till the glue dries. I do think that doing that with the bone folder, doing that little scratchy part with the bone folder, it matters. It does help because if you don't, you'll get a little crease, and you don't want a crease. You want it to like a bow. So all four of these little guys, they're so cute. I love this oval for a bow. It actually makes me want to do a bigger one because I love this shape for a bow. Super easy, right? So that one there, this is how we can just keep moving right along. And then the last one. And we'll come back to these in a few minutes. We don't need to do anything to them just yet. I'm just going to let these sit off to the side, but I wanted those to kind of get started, okay? Put my pen back in. Now, actually I don't need to, I'm fixing to use it. So let's just bring the glue back over. Now then, that little 1/4 inch piece, I want you to fold it in. And it's going to be weird. It's really not even going to be part of your project, but it does help with stability. I'll show you here. It gets folded to the inside in here, and you can kind of see a little bit here, but it really helps that top look finished, and it gives it a good stability there. So we're going to glue that little strip down. On this first piece, I want you to put glue only about halfway. You'll see why in a second. It's only halfway down that first panel, and then the rest of the distance to the tab, but don't glue the tab yet. You're only gluing from the middle of this piece down. The reason is that little tab is going to slide in the part we're leaving open on the other end. You'll see that in a second. It'll make more sense. And then this long strip, I'm just going to burnish until it catches. Glue that down, and this really makes the top sturdy. I really like it. If you're making this an ornament, or if you're giving this as a gift and you want this to be something somebody can have for a long time, doing this extra piece with this extra little bit at the top really helps. All right, so what I was telling you, make sure this will all fold over, just like so. This little piece, okay, is going to slide in that piece you didn't glue. So it's going to slide right inside there like this. And we're going to glue that together. That's what's going to hold the top. All right. So what you want to do is you want to put glue on both sides of it. This side and this side. And then you want to slide that in, or you can, slip it up in there like so, as long as it's in there. And it also kind of makes everything match. You have the same look all the way around. Okay. But that is what holds the top together. Now for here, we're just going to use this little guy. Put some glue on our little tab. Bring this dude together. Line it all up. You can fold it like this. Lay it down and get it on there nice and smooth. Just like this. And you can see we're getting there, right? We're getting our little lantern shape. At the top, this little guy, the reason we wanted to crease everything so much is because this just kind of takes its shape. We're not really going to glue that or tie that or anything. It's just going to kind of take its shape. Down here, what you want to do is the pieces that we did the little angles on, you want to put those in first. So I'm going to put some glue. And then I'm going to put this guy down, just like this. And what those little angles do is allow me to get it nice and square. So while I've got it there, I'm going to go ahead and close those just as a little dry run before I glue them down to make sure we're good and square. And then a little bit of glue here and close this guy down. So that is our base. Isn't that precious? And because of those holes, I can really get in there. So this is the beginning, or really the most of our lantern. It's done. All right, now let's do the handle. So for the handle, I have this little 3/8 inch strip by 6 inches long. And what I'm going to do is just curve it like this, just like we did the bows, just in the middle. And then here, I'm going to glue it to the inside. Now, what I did was I put a little glue on the end like this. And that middle score line right here, that's where I lined it up to. So I just went to that little middle score line and glued that down. And I just eyeballed the middle, eyeball that it's straight. You know I don't measure. I'm not that particular about it. So there's that side. And then I did the same on the other side. And this time I really pay attention to get it nice and straight because I don't want my handle to be crooked. So just kind of put it there, twist it if you need to, get it nice and straight. And that really helps it to look more like a lantern, is having your little handle. I probably would do this with a double-sided paper like I did this one. This is that metallic paper from Neenah. I love how that one turned out. I love them both, but I wanted to do something a little different on camera. So there's that one. Now let's do bows. So easy. So I'm taking these little guys. I'm going to glue them together just where they cross over. Like I'm not crossing them over too much, just a little bit. And I also took my tweezers and grabbed it in the middle and sat it there. Like so. Now let's do this side, this little guy. Stick that one together. Now I've cut for myself a 1/4 inch strip of the same paper. You could do different or do ribbon or whatever you like. I'm going to glue this to the back and I'm going to wrap it around, but it's not going to be perfect because these are ovals and I'm putting this little piece, this little straight piece in. So it's going to be a little bit, you'll see when I move my finger. See, it's a little, really not at the perfect spot there. It's not a big deal. It looks really cute. And one of them may turn in the back. It may angle, and that's not a problem either. I'll show you what I mean. See how this one's not going perfectly straight? I'm not going to stress. I'm going to glue that down. No one will notice. That's the back anyway. We just really want the front to look nice and cute. So do that number. And then again here, a little bit of glue. And then this little dude. Wrap that around and glue it into place. This one did better. It lined up better. There we go. While I'm waiting on those little centers to get dry and be ready, I'm going to show you the next thing I did to decorate. This is my glitter paper from Brutus Monroe, and I'm telling you, this glitter does not come off. This stuff's amazing. Look how beautiful, how shimmery and shiny this is. These are 2 punches from my stash. This is my Martha Stewart medium branch punch. I punched 8 of these little guys. I want 4 on either side of my lantern. So these are my pretty little green pieces. And then I'm going to cut 4 of my branch punch. Now these punches I do believe have been discontinued. So if you have a die that'll cut some of this fancy stuff, or if you have a Cricut cutting machine or a Silhouette or something like that, you could probably cut some branches out of that. But you also could just maybe use some scissors and paper and just make some little fancy branches. It shouldn't be a big deal. But if you have this in your stash, it's a great way to use it. All right, for the bow, this is what I did. The first thing, this is the back of my bow. I put my fingers here and I did these little tails forward so that I could get a good, nice, flat section for that to glue down to. Okay, so back to my glue. Put the glue on like this. Then I'm going to glue that right over the little opening. Again, you could put vellum in here. Just do that before you fold it all up. That would be really cute if you wanted to do that. So there's one. Let's put the other one on the other side. Again, I did the same thing. I just held this in the middle and brought those tails forward. Oops, that's the back side. Let's flip it. Brought them forward like that. So I'd have a nice flat spot. And then I just glued it right above the opening on the opposite side of the other one. So we have kind of a front and a back. Aren't they cute? Oh, they're adorable. Then glued these guys in. I put a little glue on the ends of both sides. And I just slid these under. And you can just slide them like this. Look how cute that is. So shimmery and shiny. I love it. Little here. This one went to the bottom down here. Like so. And then the same on the other side here. Just going to mimic that. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's, you know, greenery or foliage. It never matches. Then while I'm here, I want to show you what I did. I took this branch piece and I just popped it in half like that. I did that with 2 of them because I don't need full branches. I just needed some pieces of the branches. So then I put glue on both sides again and slid this under the bow just to where the glue catches so it'll stay in place. And just to give a little color, you could certainly do bigger foliage. You could do anything you got. You could use stickers, or maybe you've got some beads or something that you could use anything to decorate this with, whatever you want to do. So there's one side. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Just tuck these little pieces in. So there we go. Little adorable lanterns using our scoreboard, some dies, and the punch board. I think that is super cute. I love how these turned out. And when you get going on these, you can do a lot at one time. But these would make perfect ornaments as gifts for people. I think this would be adorable. Maybe to make one hanging on a gift tag, on a bag you're giving somebody like a gift. And don't forget to put the little tea light in. We'll put it in the new one tonight and see what that one looks like. That little dude's hard to turn on. So you just drop the little tea light in, and then they have a little lantern that they can put on their desk or hang on the tree with the little tea light in it. Would be super cute. And I do think the vellum would make them adorable. I just didn't do it in this video because I wanted to show you that you don't have to use the vellum, but it'd be super easy to do it. There you go, guys. I think these are adorable. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you make them, I want to see it. Make them and share them with us over on our customer gallery. I love to see what you guys are doing for the holidays or for any time of year. And these, I think, are precious. If you would like to see the supplies I used, it'll be linked in the blog post that I'll link for you guys below. And until next time, enjoy. Have a great one. Bye-bye.